CDW, the stock we teased ahead of the break a few moments ago. Citi calls the stock its top under-owned name to buy as the reopening trade heats up. And Citi's Jim Suva joins us to explain that and his other picks this morning. Hey, Jim, good to see you.
Great to see you. And hey, society is coming back. And as we come back, we look at stocks that are under-owned and there's some leverage. And also, hey, what parts of society have been underperforming that are about to come back? And we think we found a good winner here at CDW.
I was going to say, it's not the name I would have guessed. What about it do you like, other than the fact that it's under-owned?
Well, to be honest, lots of parts of society, government, states, municipalities, and school systems have really struggled to allow their employees and teachers to work effectively during coronavirus. Now that we're coming back and they're into the office, they're going to mandate a more flexible work-life balance. On your earlier segment, you talked about companies where some of their employees are coming back just a few days of the week or not every day. In education and states, they have found out they cannot effectively communicate and work, and they're going to need solutions. Teachers are fantastic. They're fantastic at teaching, but they're not your IT help desk. It's not a good use of their time to be logging in to take control of my video and audio if it's off. CDW is going to help all these entities, school systems and municipalities, allow their IT systems to be upgraded in the new age today.
Jim, I know the other part of your broad view is that as we come out of the pandemic, supply chain is an obvious story. We talk about it every day. And as a result, inventory builds happening, double ordering is happening, and that's leading you to some of the Jables of the world.
It is. You're right. And you saw the positive news for Jabil, both on the earnings results, both revenues and earnings, and the outlook was fantastically strong. Simply put, there's not a lot of pressure on pricing. There's not a lot of promotions going on in IT hardware, computers and cell phones and Wi-Fi routers and things like that. There's not a lot of promotions simply because it's harder to get the chips. There's less containers going back and forth on the ocean, less flights in the air, and that means that there's just less product available. And so there's no reason to get aggressive on pricing, and it's helping out the companies with their margins. And also note, the view of let's produce it all in one location, whether it be China or India, that view has now dramatically changed, because what if in the future there's some more geopolitical unrest, some more electricity or power outages or water shortages, or heaven forbid, another breakout of a virus or pandemic? Companies now want to mitigate their risk and have locations of production not concentrated but diverse and dispersed around the world.
Jim, I know you're taking a look and highlighting some of the under-owned stocks, but what does that mean for some of the higher flyers, the momentum names in tech that are, much talked about, much owned? Do you think that they continue to come back as we've seen over the last month or so?
Well, given that interest rates are so low, but yes, they are increasing, we have seen definitely a shift from the high growth to the value. That definitely has played out. And those multiples of the high flyers have indeed seen some compression. Now, with that, we do want to note also, there's a lot of names that are commonly talked about when you're having coffee or out walking your dog and things like that. Now what we're looking at is some uncovered, unknown names. And we really think like CDW, or for example, we also like Apple, as you know, everybody knows about that. But Apple's not our top pick. And then we also like Synnex and Flex and Avnet, who you're showing up on the board. These are names that common people don't talk about, and we want to bring some attention to those because they are likely to see a big uptick in sales, which will be positive margin and then result in earnings and cash flows.
One of the reasons we love having you, Jim. Fresh ideas. Always good to see you. Have a good weekend. Jim Suva of Citi.
Thank you.